Hello everyone, this is Manoj, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to become an online tutor and why you should listen to me because I've been teaching English for the last 5 years, and that's online. Post COVID, I switched to online teaching fully, and this my full-time job now. So I have worked with different organizations and companies, ethics you can say, in general. And right now I'm working as a freelancer, so I'm associated with two organizations right now, two ethics right now. So this is a beginner's guide, so I will be guiding you through. If you've been thinking of becoming an online tutor, this video is going to be very, very helpful for you. So stick around. Let's get started. So the first question is, why become an online tutor? So when I started this online thingy, so I started post COVID. So I didn't think that I would be doing it full time. I just thought that for a few months I'd be teaching online, then I would go back to my offline thingy and would teach students offline because I was enjoying it more. And then when I got into it, so it became my thingy. It became my thing, and I love, um, and I'm still loving teaching online. That's why I did not switch back to my offline teaching. So why become an online tutor? There's so many factors. First is work from anywhere. So earlier I was in Noida, India, and then I shifted to Delhi. That's the capital city, Delhi. So the most important thing is that you can work from anywhere. No matter if you're traveling, you can still work. Even if you're staying in your hotel, you can still work from there. So you can work from anywhere. You've got your flexible working hours. So this is, you can say this is pros as well as cons, but I would say that this is more pros. Why? Because this is you have flexible working hours. So you can work on Sundays, you can work on Saturdays. If you don't wanna teach, you don't teach that one specific day. So you've got flexible working hours. You earn extra or full time income. So if you're working full time like I am, so you can earn a decent amount of money or salary. You can say you can even earn extra if you're working on, like, if you're not taking any leave and you're working like 7 days a week. You can teach students worldwide. So right now I am handling Australian kids, and from August I will have my um, US will have their schools open. So I will be teaching US kids as well. So I currently teach Australian right now in morning, and in the evening I teach US. So you can teach students worldwide. It's a plus plus. And you can turn your knowledge into a career. So if you think that you've got expertise in any of your things, it can be subject, language, coding, it can be anything. So you can turn your knowledge into a career. So there are 5 reasons to become an online tutor. Then comes choosing a subject, like I just mentioned now. You can choose a subject. You can teach English, math, science, coding, any language you want to teach. Maybe you are really, really good at test preparation, IELTS, TOEFL, SAT. You can teach them music, arts, languages. You can teach them about business and career skills. You can teach them communication skills, soft skills. Focus on your strongest expertise. Focus there, because you will be meeting or teaching your students worldwide, if not worldwide, maybe in India. So you will be meeting students from all across India, from different walks of life. So you need to focus on your strongest expertise. So if I talk about my strongest expertise, that's my communication skills, a grasp on the language, including grammar. So that's my strongest expertise. I also create content, a lot of content. Um, Given a topic, so I create content. I am really, really good with tech. So this is what makes me an expert teacher. So these are the things that you should be considering before starting online tutoring. Build your skills. First and foremost thing is that you've got to improve your communication skills. That's very, very important. No matter what language or what subject you teach, you got to have good communication skills, because you'll be meeting their parents, you'll be meeting different set of students, you'll be interacting with them because they have a certain different expertise. Apart from teaching school students, I also teach working professionals. So I help improve their business communication, email writing. So I also meet working professionals as well. So build your skills, and you can always learn online teaching tools. So go to YouTube, just type online teaching tools. You will come across different tools. For example, Zoom. We've got Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, Loom for recording the videos. You've got Clipchamp. You can also record the videos. So the different online tools. You should learn them. Create engaging lessons. Always create engaging lessons, because if your students are enjoying your sessions, they will keep coming back. If not, you will have zero students. And I'm not scaring you by saying this, but this is the reality. So if you enjoy sessions, your students will keep coming back. Practice explaining simply. Say knowing your subject is one thing, and explaining it to others is totally different thing. So practice explaining simply. What you can do is take a simple topic. Let's say you are teaching addition. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Try explaining them. Be patient and supportive. So of course you need to be patient, because teaching requires a lot of patience. You don't have to be angry on students if they don't understand or if they don't listen. So you've got to have patience, and you have to be supportive. If you support your students with a lot of support from your students, they become your friends. Prepare your setup. You need to have a good laptop or computer. Stable internet connection, very, very important. You cannot say that do not have Wi-Fi, or you are gonna teach using a mobile phone or hotspot. So this is not gonna work. So this is something that companies or edtechs, they don't compromise, and you should not be compromising on these things. You need to have HD webcam or clear microphone, quiet, well lit workspace. Very, very important, because if you have a dark room, students can't see you. If your camera is blurry, students can't see you. If you don't have microphone, they can hear all the noises that's happening around you. You should have digital whiteboard or presentation slides. Very important. Like right now I'm using PDF, so I can draw here a lot of things. So you should also have presentation slides or digital whiteboard. Then you can find your students. So right, like I said, I've been working with edtech for a long time, so I know what edtechs to work for. They're not scam, right? So you can join tutoring platforms. So there are a lot of tutoring platforms, genuine tutoring platforms. You can find them. You can even create a YouTube channel. You can start teaching them. You can use your LinkedIn and social media and promote yourself. Write some articles about teaching about your subject specific topics. Ask the referrals. If you know somebody who is already into teaching, online teaching, ask them. Build your own website. That comes the later part, because I start my website long. I would say after like 3 years, I start my on website. So what you do is, the first step would be to joining a platform. That's first thing that I did. And simultaneously I started my YouTube channel. I was not paying a lot of attention on my YouTube channel, but you should join platform. They will give you a lot of experience. After that, you can start your YouTube channel, and you can start your website. That's a later part. Plan great lessons always. So always set clear learning goals. Every session has certain learning goals. You should know what those goals are, so that you're not deviated from your topic, so that you're on the track and you're teaching what exactly you really want them to learn. You can use visuals and examples. A lot of pictures, that's good. Videos one too, that's good. A lot of examples, even better. Encourage students participation. Take their names and ask them questions like who, why, what, how. Give homework and feedback. Give them constructive feedback, not just generic one. Generic, why? Because if you just give or say, "Oh, I liked your work. You're doing so well. Keep it up, keep it up." So all the time, this does not work. Once or twice, okay, but not. Give them specific. For example, if I'm teaching them, let's say, subject verb agreement or sentence structure, and if I see any error, I can say, "Oh wow, I really like the sentence, but there is something, there's some error. Can you find me that?" Then they scratch their head and they say, "Ah, yeah, there, this is wrong," or maybe spelling error. So I really like your sentence, but I think there's some spelling error. So here you have to work on. I see you make a lot of, there's a lot of spelling errors. What do you think you have to work on? You can ask them also. Give them feedback. Track progress regularly. See which students are participating every day, which students are not participating. So track their progress regularly. Set your pricing. City pricing things come when you are giving them one-on-one sessions, and that is your thinking. You are not associated with any edtech, because edtechs generally they have their own pricing. But if you teach students directly, you can set your own pricing. Like I was talking about, I train working professionals. I help them improve communication skills, writing, and the business presentation. So I set my price. So you can research market rates. It's generally like an hour. So in India, we charge generally like 600 rupees an hour, 700 rupees an hour. It can go up to 1,000 rupees an hour. Depends. And if I talk about like US or Australia, so it's generally like $10 an hour. So research market rates start with competitive prices, offer trial lessons, trade lesson packages, increase rates with experience. So for doing this, you need to have little experience. Once you got the experience, you are confident, do it. Grow your career, collect student reviews, keep learning new skills. Never stop learning, because there's an online setup. So there's so many things that you can learn every time, because there are new tools every now and then. So you gotta learn new skills, specialize in a niche. Do not try to teach everything like coding, math, science, Bhagavad Gita, and everything now. So specialize in a niche. So my niche is spoken English. That's one business. So in spoken English, I cover everything: business presentation, spoken thinking. I have then I have ELA, the English language and art. So specialize in a niche. So my niche is all about English, whether it's written, spoken, listening, and reading. Build a personal brand, and you can also share on your LinkedIn. Stay consistent. So you should not just stop after like a month or two. Stay consistent to learn a lot of things. So this is all about how to become an online tutor. If you got any question, feel free to ask me in the comments. So please like this video. Comments always welcome, and please subscribe to this and share this video with your future tutors. Start your online tutoring journey today. And I also have my blog lovingenglish.com, and there you can find more than 2,000 posts. So this is what I was talking about, my blog, my site. Thank you so much everyone for your time. I see you in the next interesting lesson.